Welcome to our latest video, where we explore the top 10 most dangerous cities in the United States in 2024. From soaring crime rates to devastating social issues, these cities are facing some of the toughest challenges in the country. Using the latest FBI crime data and expert insights, we'll take you on a journey through the cities where crime and violence are most prevalent. From Memphis to Houston and from St. Louis to Birmingham, we'll examine the factors driving crime and what's being done to make these cities safer. Join us as we delve into the complex issues facing these cities and explore the human impact of crime in America's most dangerous urban centers. Let's dive in and take a closer look at the top 10 most dangerous cities in the United States in 2024. Number 10. Houston. Houston faces a significant challenge with violent crimes, with aggravated assault being the most prevalent and a crime rate of 57.34 per 100,000 people. Houston's high crime rate is attributed to its rapid growth, urbanization, and socioeconomic disparities. As one of the most diverse cities in the U.S., Houston's population has swelled, putting pressure on law enforcement and social services. The city's vast size and sprawling neighborhoods make it challenging to patrol and respond to crimes. Additionally, Houston's proximity to the U.S.-Mexico border and its status as a hub for international trade and commerce contribute to higher rates of drug trafficking, gang activity, and human trafficking. Poverty, lack of education, and unemployment in some areas also fuel crime rates, making Houston one of the most dangerous cities in the U.S., with a high incidence of aggravated assault, robbery, and property crime. Number 9. Birmingham. Birmingham stands out for its high rates of violent crime, particularly aggravated assaults, with a crime rate of 59.78 per 1,000 people. Birmingham's high crime rate is rooted in its complex socioeconomic dynamics. As a city with a rich history of industrialization and civil rights activism, Birmingham has faced significant economic decline and disinvestment in recent decades. Poverty, unemployment, and lack of education have become entrenched in some neighborhoods, fueling higher rates of violent crime, property crime, and drug-related offenses. Additionally, Birmingham's geographic location in the southeastern United States, where opioid abuse and gang activity are prevalent, contributes to its crime challenges. The city's limited resources and fragmented community relationships have hindered efforts to address these issues, making Birmingham one of the most dangerous cities in the U.S., with a high incidence of aggravated assault, robbery, and homicide. Number 8. Cleveland. Cleveland is marked by high rates of violent crimes, particularly aggravated assaults, with a crime rate of 59.91 per 1,000 people. Cleveland's high crime rate is attributed to its economic decline, poverty, and social inequality. Once a thriving industrial city, Cleveland has faced significant job losses, disinvestment, and population decline, leading to widespread poverty and disaffection. The city's neighborhoods are marked by stark contrasts, with affluent areas existing alongside impoverished ones, fueling tensions and crime. Cleveland's struggles with opioid addiction, gang activity, and gun violence have further exacerbated its crime rate. Additionally, the city's limited resources, fragmented community relationships, and inadequate social services have hindered efforts to address these issues, making Cleveland one of the most dangerous cities in the U.S., with high rates of aggravated assault, robbery, and homicide. These factors have created a cycle of crime and violence that is challenging to break. Number 7. New Orleans. New Orleans is renowned for its rich culture, but it also faces significant challenges with violent crimes, particularly aggravated assaults, with a crime rate of 60.98 per 1,000 people. New Orleans' high crime rate is rooted in its complex history, socioeconomic challenges, and cultural dynamics. The city's legacy of poverty, racism, and inequality has contributed to a cycle of violence and crime. New Orleans' high rates of unemployment, lack of education, and limited job opportunities have fueled desperation and hopelessness in some communities, leading to increased crime. Additionally, the city's vibrant nightlife and tourist economy have created opportunities for drug trafficking, prostitution, and other illicit activities. The devastating impact of Hurricane Katrina in 2005 also disrupted social services, community relationships, and law enforcement efforts, further exacerbating crime rates. Today, New Orleans struggles with high rates of violent crime, property crime, and drug-related offenses, making it one of the most dangerous cities in the U.S. Number 6. Kansas. Kansas City experiences a significant volume of violent crimes, particularly aggravated assaults, with a crime rate of 63.18 per 1,000 people. Kansas City's high crime rate is attributed to its socioeconomic disparities, geographic location, and cultural dynamics. The city's history of racial segregation and economic inequality has led to concentrated poverty and disinvestment in certain neighborhoods, fueling higher rates of violent crime and property crime. Kansas City's location in the Midwest, where opioid abuse and gang activity are prevalent, also contributes to its crime challenges. Additionally, the city's reputation for being a hub for illicit activities, such as drug trafficking and human trafficking, has attracted criminal elements. The city's police department has faced criticism for its response to crime, and community relationships have been strained, making it challenging to address the root causes of crime and implement effective solutions, resulting in Kansas City being one of the most dangerous cities in the U.S. Number 5. Detroit. Detroit is often cited in discussions about urban decay and crime in America, with a crime rate of 66.09 per 1,000 people. Aggravated assaults and robberies are particularly prevalent. Detroit's high crime rate is a result of decades of economic decline, poverty, and urban decay. The city's once thriving automotive industry has shrunk significantly, leaving behind a trail of unemployment, disinvestment, and abandonment. Detroit's poverty rate is among the highest in the U.S., with many residents struggling to access basic necessities like healthcare, education, and job opportunities. This desperation has fueled a cycle of violence and crime, with high rates of homicide, aggravated assault, and property crime. Additionally, Detroit's limited resources and fragmented community relationships have hindered efforts to address these issues, making it challenging to revitalize neighborhoods and restore trust in law enforcement. The city's crime rate is a symptom of deeper systemic issues, making Detroit one of the most dangerous cities in the U.S. Number 4. Minneapolis. Minneapolis faces challenges with violent crimes, particularly aggravated assaults, with a crime rate of 66.28 per 1,000 people. Minneapolis's high crime rate is attributed to a combination of socioeconomic factors, racial disparities, and policing challenges. The city's history of racial segregation and economic inequality has led to concentrated poverty and disinvestment in certain neighborhoods, fueling higher rates of violent crime and property crime. Additionally, Minneapolis's opioid epidemic and gang activity have contributed to increased crime rates. The city's policing practices have also faced criticism, particularly following the murder of George Floyd, which highlighted systemic racism and mistrust between law enforcement and communities of color. These factors have created a complex web of crime and social issues, making Minneapolis one of the most dangerous cities in the U.S., with high rates of aggravated assault, robbery, and homicide. Number 3. Little Rock. Little Rock has a crime rate of 72.08 per 1,000 people, with aggravated assault being the most common crime. Little Rock's high crime rate is rooted in its socioeconomic challenges, racial disparities, and geographic location. The city struggles with poverty, unemployment, and lack of education, which have led to higher rates of violent crime and property crime. Little Rock's history of racial segregation and discrimination has also contributed to systemic inequalities, exacerbating crime rates in marginalized communities. Additionally, the city's location in the southern United States, where gun ownership is prevalent, has fueled gun-related violence. Furthermore, Little Rock's policing practices have faced criticism, and community relationships have been strained, making it challenging to address the root causes of crime. These factors have combined to make Little Rock one of the most dangerous cities in the U.S., with high rates of aggravated assault, robbery, and homicide. Number 2. St. Louis. St. Louis has a crime rate of 87.10 per 1,000 people, making it one of the most dangerous cities in America. Aggravated assault is the most common crime in St. Louis. St. Louis's high crime rate is attributed to its entrenched socioeconomic issues, racial disparities, and fragmented community relationships. The city's history of racial segregation and discrimination has led to concentrated poverty, unemployment, and lack of education in certain neighborhoods, fueling higher rates of violent crime and property crime. St. Louis's struggles with gun violence, gang activity, and drug trafficking have also contributed to its high crime rate. Additionally, the city's policing practices have faced criticism, and mistrust between law enforcement and communities of color has hindered efforts to address crime. The city's fragmented governance structure, with multiple municipalities and law enforcement agencies, has also created challenges in coordinating crime prevention efforts, making St. Louis one of the most dangerous cities in the U.S., with high rates of homicide, aggravated assault, and robbery. Number 1. Memphis. With a crime rate of 97.64 per 100,000 people, Memphis has one of the highest violent crime rates in the country. Aggravated assault is the most common crime in Memphis. Memphis's high crime rate is rooted in its deep-seated socioeconomic issues, racial disparities, and cultural challenges. The city struggles with pervasive poverty, unemployment, and lack of education, which have led to a cycle of violence and crime. Memphis's history of racial segregation and discrimination has also contributed to systemic inequalities, exacerbating crime rates in marginalized communities. Additionally, the city's thriving music and entertainment scene has created opportunities for drug trafficking and gang activity, further fueling crime. Policing practices have faced criticism, and community relationships have been strained, making it challenging to address the root causes of crime. These factors have combined to make Memphis one of the most dangerous cities in the U.S., with high rates of homicide, aggravated assault, and property crime, earning it the highest crime rate among major U.S. cities.